So I'd like to take a moment and just read this off to you, and then we're going to introduce RJ Reeser, our CIO. He's going to give you a demonstration. So digital identity and verifiable credentials. Liquid Avatar, this is our philosophy and our mission statement. We believe that ownership of identity is a basic human right, and individuals and entities should be the primary beneficiaries of any use of their identity and or data. We provide verified users with self-sovereign identity services to manage, control, and benefit from the use of their digital identity, and we provide them with the tools. We don't own your digital identity, you own it. We just provide you with those tools to make decisions about where, when, and how to share your identity and data. And we support issues and verifiers, being the commercial part in validation of these credentials, and provide the tools to create, manage, and control these credentials through innovative business solutions. So I'd like to now hand it over to RJ.
Great, thank you, David. Let me share my screen. Just a second, everyone. Okay, so on my screen, I have it divided into two sections. On the website on my right side, it is a verifier and an issuer. You're going to see both of those parties involved. On the left-hand side is our application. When you first download the tool that is publicly available today, this is the page that you'll go to. I've already created an account, so I'm going to click on log in. When I go to log in, my single identifier is my phone number, so we can have a unique individual. I'll click on the biometric check. So this is the foundation that we've built where you're starting to use your biometrics as your password. We support a complete passwordless system with the credentials that we have. So what you see right now is we're going and we're checking the biometrics. When the biometrics is confirmed, it will then move over to the blockchain and verify all of the different credentials that I have on the blockchain. And I think I may have left my phone sitting for a minute. Let's see what happens here. Oh, got it. What's neat is if the biometrics don't match, I have a backup. So it just matched my biometrics. You have a fallback and a backup. We also use voice. We use a 4-digit PIN, and we also use SMS, and that's all configurable by the user based on the security level or the protection level that that individual user wants to implement. It's checked the blockchain. It has downloaded the app and has confirmed that all of my verifiable credentials are valid and current. Now, across the top of the app, we group our credentials based on avatars. The avatars will represent you when you're in the metaverse. It'll be a collection of credentials and NFTs. It's the beginning of you being able to control your digital footprint online, but you can also use these credentials in person. This is that start where now that you have the control, you can start to fight, we believe, the fraud, either transactional fraud or identity fraud, because you're in full control. And I'm going to walk through a couple of those scenarios. So if I click on the view all button for my wallet, my credentials, I can see all the different types of credentials that I have able to get. And I can click on different items like this identity plus sign. I can go to an age verification. That is a workflow that we're working with the convenience stores. I can also add additional credentials. If I go to this plus sign down here, under that avatar, my gaming avatar, it'll show me all the credentials that I have available that I can show with the gaming avatar, or I can click add more credentials. All of these credentials are available today. You can add your passport or driver's license, and that goes through a bank grade process, KYC, know your customer process. We also were able to do COVID vaccination, PCR tests for the travel industry. We did some pilots in the travel industry for those items. But we also have a phone credential and an email credential. Now, this is really important about what our strategy is. We have 3 types of credential around your identity. We believe that your identity is the cornerstone for the metaverse and for Web3. And to meet jurisdictional requirements, you need to be in full control and manage, and you decide what data you share with what individuals. So if you look at those 3 levels, we have self-attested. Now, self-attested is I'm typing in my phone number. We don't verify the phone number, or we verify that you have access to the phone, but it's not necessarily in your name. What that allows us to do is that's our basic credential that you have one person, one user. So when you build out this platform, you can't have a bunch of bots and you create all these fake accounts. You're only going to be able to create one account that's tied to your biometrics. That, remember, is your password. So our basic credentials are phone and email. And it's a scenario where people can download, or when they create the account, they automatically get a phone credential. And then they can use that phone credential in this test environment that we have in 4 different workflows where they can test the credential and experience how it works and how they can share their data. And I'm going to get into a bunch of those details. The other types of credentials that we have are bank grade, either passport and driver's license, or fully KYC verified, or other credentials that you're able to go in, like the COVID credential, or an issuant credential from a website like a metaverse, like a park pass, which I'll show you right now. So those are our 3 different types of credentials. I'm going to click on the metaverse icon here. Let me hit refresh real quick. And now I do not have a park pass. So if I'd go in to sign up, it would tell me that you do not have a credential, you need to, or a login, you do not have a credential, you need to sign up. So I'm going to click sign up here. This tool is as easy as scanning a QR code. This isn't a QR code reader. This QR code starts a workflow that leverages an identity blockchain network. So I'm going to click on my phone here, this little scanner down here to the left, and I'm going to scan that QR code. I'm going to accept the connection. And the site is going to ask for a verified phone credential so that we know that you have one person, one user, and they can get in and start to experience the metaverse, the basic functions in the metaverse, before they need to have further identity credentials. I'm going to click on my phone. I can decide which data to share with them, and I can send the data over. Now, this is neat. Now in the metaverse account management system, as it goes over, it will populate the fields of the phone number, and it'll also pull the country code from the phone number. So they know that I'm from the US and that is my phone number. I'll enter in my birth date and I hit sign up. So it has now issued me a new credential. So I went to a website, gave basic information, and then now received, as you can see, it popped up on my screen, a park pass. We're building this platform out so that now, as we work with other metaverses, you'll have one park pass, you'll have a network that everyone can go, and it's a verified phone number, and you know that it's one person that can get access to multiple different metaverses. Now, when I go back, I'm going to refresh the page and I go back to the site, I'm going to say log in. All of this has already been built, and it's just as simple as me showing up on the website, hitting my QR code scanner, scanning the QR code, hit accept, and it's going to say, do you have a park pass? Do you have the proper credential? It says, yes, I do have the proper credential. I click on it and I hit send, and then boom, I get the check mark. Congratulations, welcome to the metaverse. Now I'm in the website. So what we did was we used an existing credential and created an account, and we're issued a new credential that I used to get access to a website or to the metaverse. This is that credential that wasn't there in the past. It was just issued. Now let's talk about a couple of other workflows as well. Let me check my time. Okay, so I got a few more minutes. So as I go through these other workflows, and this will all be accessible next week to users. The application on the left is today. We are going to go ahead and we'll light up this website. We believe that you're in control, and what better place to understand how to be in control if you can go to a test environment like this one and use your credentials. So for example, we can protect age requirements around content or products by simply using a QR code where you'll scan the QR code, connect. It will ask through its governance program for a proper type credential that meets the age requirements of whatever jurisdiction you're in. In this one, it could either be a passport or driver's license. I have a driver's license, so I'm gonna click on driver's license and hit send. It says, this is your driver's license. Now, what's neat is you're in full control of what you send and what you don't send. And I'm like, you know what? You don't need my name. You don't need when it expires. You don't need anything but my birth date, and hit send. And it will go over, and then the verifier then gets a check mark that says you have access. Let me go back. What I hit wrong. Let me go over here. Oh, sorry guys. I want to go to this verifier. And so this is an age verifier, or nope. Sorry guys, I hit the wrong button again. So the age verification, this is the one that we have configured that way, where you can just go ahead and accept one field to go through. So here it is again, it's asking for an age verification based on the governance. It's asking for passport or driver's license. I'll send my driver's license over, and I can eliminate data that I want to send and send it on over. And then it says success, you're over 21. In this scenario, what I stumbled upon, but to explain it to you, is this is fully customizable based on the business needs of our partners. If you have an environment where you need to have their driver's license, their name and their age, it will pop up and say that it's required, or it will say that you're not of age or you don't meet the requirements, and this will say no. Let me go back to the other site. And so we can do this with, and it looks like I'm maxed out on time. So we have other two workflows. You can use your phone number to reserve a table. And then also you can use your driver's license to create an account that requires a KYC or a government issued credential, where you can click on that link, you make the connection, you can use your driver's license, and the information's then passed over. Just to wrap this up, this is the key. You know, we talk about how you're in control of your identity. Now with this platform, I know who has what pieces of data. I know what they have, and we are pioneering in the open source community the right to be forgotten. Where they'll use our tool to click on a button that'll send communications to whoever the individuals are or companies, and have them go through a process to delete all your PII. All right.
And RJ, before you hand it over to Michael, I know we're going to address it in a little while in one of our opportunities, but I know that there's people probably out there thinking, okay, well, what if I just put in a fake birthday? How are we looking at assuring that people are validated by age? I know that
Absolutely.
we're looking at age estimation.
So right now, what we are testing is the ability that, since you're using your biometrics and we're giving you a park pass and entering your birth date, we are doing estimations on age. And then it'll say a verified, AI verified age, so that you don't have the scenarios where there's a big disparity in age between users if they're text messaging or something. So we'll have that basic ability that we will estimate their age and then confirm. But more importantly, we have that path. Once they get into the metaverse and they're doing some basic features with one of our entry-level credentials, and they want to do further stuff, then that's when the ecosystem would have a governance policy where they require people then to go further in KYC. So either driver's license, passport, but we're also working on guardianship too, so that you'll have your parents that are involved, or guardian that would be involved to help issue and support the credential and age. Great. Well, I look forward to hearing everyone's questions. We look forward to anybody that's interested in learning more. Please reach out to us. we have a lot of fun working on this stuff, and we're making lots and lots of progress.